The well-known figure Victor Maurice was shot in November 2019 at his home in the community of Balata. He was a former school teacher and former town clerk of the Castries Constituency Council and a long-standing member of the United Workers' Party. Maurice succumbed to gunshot wounds on Tuesday, 28 January 2020. Mayor of Castries, Peterson recounts his time with Maurice and describes him as a strong-willed individual.
Incidentally, yesterday we were scheduled to have a board meeting which we had to cancel in memory of him. I think Mr. Maurice was someone who was very strong-headed. He was someone who knew the council because he served the council as town clerk and most recently as a councillor. I mean, we had our... We lock horns very often, and by the end of the day, he was someone who stood up for what he believed in, what he believed was right, and even though he was only the lone voice sometime at a meeting, he will end up being what he stood for.
When asked about the prevalence of gun violence which continues to snatch loved ones away from their families, Francis says, the issue is deeper than gun ownership.
Tougher penalties, yes. Will it reduce? I mean, we have situations where you find that people, jealousy. We have people for money. We have people for love. We have people for hatred. So it is a situation that how we solve it, what do we do, how do we handle it, we have to be very, because we might be helping it to grow. But I believe there are certain things that have to be done.
A national prayer vigil is scheduled for Victor Maurice on Thursday, 30th January 2020 at Constitution Park from 6 p.m. The family asks that persons walk with a candle to honor his memory and take a stance against violent crime. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.